So this was, I think, literally the first Mercy gameplay that you're ever going to see. Early Reinhardt with his shield. Mercy got rezzed.
You'll notice early on, Mercy's healing was green instead of yellow, and we're kind of mixing the colors, and we really needed to decide what healing color would be. Would it be yellow or green? And I think we saved green for poison eventually.
Yep. And then King's Row looked like, you know, all block out. This is early Robot City in King's Row, the final point. You can see how open it used to be. We had a couple problems there. One was sightlines, and then the other was people like me falling in the pit like idiots.
Ragdoll physics.
So that happened a lot. Early Reinhardt charge. Poor Torbjorn.
You used to have no startup time. You'd press the button and you'd instantly.
Yeah, you'll see him run too. I think right here.
Yeah.
There it is. It looks awesome. Show it at BlizzCon. And then we didn't have a payload, so we had this truck. And then we didn't have art for the icon, so we used the Doge. He's there. You just maybe if we switch back to that icon, people would actually
hey, what's that?
Be attracted to it in some way. So you can see, and then we're doing all this stuff of like making the Reinhardt hammer feel good.
Yeah. Here's some early technology we're trying to get for Mercy's ribbon to work, and interestingly, one of her ults back then was to actually heal multiple people.
Yeah, heal multiple people.
It kind of
comes full circle.
Yeah.
The payload's evolving. You can see all the iterations of Reinhardt's shield in these early ones.
This is before we had like the nice shader for Reinhardt's shield.
This is actually Winston. You might think you're looking at a ferret. This is the first Winston playtest. So his leap ability used to be like Doomfist's alternate leap ability, and then he didn't have animation, so he just ran around like a dude. You can see him Winston just running around.
Yeah. If you notice the targeting thing, right in the middle, there's like a banana.
Yeah. See the banana right there. So that was Winston's, and he would just run around. He got killed by Tim right there.
Awesome death pose.
One of my favorite clips is coming up right here. So this is actually Volskaya Industries. We've talked about this before, where we prototype different map types. So Aaron Keller, our assistant game director, had this idea of what if we had a giant capture point that you could play on that was also a payload moving through the map. So we were doing all sorts of iteration on new game modes at this time too. Ultimately, this idea failed because of the space required to move something as big as a capture point through it. Required sight lines that were untenable. This is the earliest version of Hanamura that you're seeing in very early blockout. Tracers facing like where the arcade would be right now. And then I love the hero select.
Yeah.
You can see what hero select looked like back in the day.
Early load screen for Temple of Anubis. Oh man, this is like the
cool guy Hanzo.
Those are actually Reaper's animations
Reaper's
on Hanzo.
Old Widowmaker face. This pose. My favorite's Mercy. Mercy's coming up. She's angry. She's like, you're going to nerf me in 2017. And I'm angry. I'm not... Too soon. Too soon. We're moving on.
That bus in King's Row went through so many iterations just to get the right shape. Oh,
Bastion, his first day in the game. Perfect.
He's got a tracer trail on him for some reason.
It turns out transforming robot was hard. So early Hanamura, this is kind of exciting because this shows point B of Hanamura. And on point B, it used to be a totally different design. It was this circular design. And the waypoint said temple because we were just using tech from Temple of Anubis at the time. Later, Aaron Keller would go back and completely redesign that whole point. But you can really see point A is starting to look exactly like it looks today. It's very similar in Hanamura. You've got Torbjorn. He used to have a mechanic where he had to place the stub of a turret first and then build it up eventually to get the turret to be able to shoot. Nowadays, when he places the turret, it can shoot right away without him even hammering on it.
Yeah, you can see the Reinhardt, the shield effects coming in there.
Here comes the hot tub, we used to call it. The hot tub. The victory pose in the hot tub. So that's actually the origin point of the map, and we didn't have the victory point, or the victory pose point place. This was Symmetra's early playtest.
Super ghetto temp art for Symmetra's.
Yeah, they're little Torbjorn turrets that she's placing on the walls. And then we had her teleporter working. I love this clip right here because, okay, Winston is going to kill the teleporter, and then watch Hanzo. Like, not my problem. Sorry, Symmetra. That was Bastion's, one of his early ults was a volley of bouncing grenades.
Oh, there's Reinhardt's shield starting to The shader's starting to get there.
The worst Reinhardt charge ever, besides the one in the cinematic.
Yeah, there's an early animation prototype for Bastion, back when he still had that shield in front of
Yeah,
him.
he had the shield, and then he gets a little broken in some ways. And then Winston's early leap prototype, where he used to pound the ground with his fists.
They used to do damage and stun you if you were in that radius.
Yeah, it was a long stun, too. It was a lot of damage and a long stun, so that had to go away. And then, like I said, characters that weren't going to be at BlizzCon, like McCree, we were having these moments where we were just getting McCree and Roadhog in the game. So you'll see these are the first moments that we got the blockout art for Roadhog and McCree in. And then a fan favorite is Genji. This is early Genji prototype on Gibraltar when he only had the Dragon Blade and he could perch, like you're seeing him do here, and then run around and murder everybody. So when people thought it was a nerf going from 8 seconds to 6 seconds on the ult, imagine it forever. Forever Dragon Blade is what Genji started out as.
So this is the final hero select that we ended up having at BlizzCon.